Everyone, hope everything is going well. All right, so this is an article at sprottmoney.com, and the author is David Brady, a technical and fundamental analyst or analyst. And I like his work, so that's why I always talk about him. And he sees a huge rally in metals and miners coming soon. And he uses the term gargantuan. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. So let's take a look at this and we'll start from here. You need to get ready for the next run above 2000 in gold and possibly 30 in silver. Okay. Miners will soar even higher in percentage terms. What to look for? Peak US dollar and peak bond yields. The banks are already record long treasury bond futures. He's talking about the commercial hedgers, aka those banks, and they're really long T bonds. They believe that yields are going to go much lower. They are the smart money. And these guys, you should follow them as a side note when they are extremely long, like record long. Okay, so always keep a note. Why are they buying bond futures like crazy? Right? The most that they have ever done. Lower yields are only beneficial for gold and silver. And I always talk about sports cards. They're good for sports cards. They're good for crypto as well. The dollar index is approaching its 200-day moving average at 106. Could fall a little short and go higher, but the rebound he forecasted is probably going to go to the 90s. He says this, I am looking for the 90s next, perhaps even sub 80 in the Dixie. Where would gold and silver be then? So he talks about potential reasons, what could ignite it. It could be a sharp drop in inflation in March, followed by a pause set by the Federal Reserve in March. He thinks that there could be still some lower prices on the horizon, but we shall see, right? We shall see. And he was just show some graphs over here. And he was saying that, hey, look at the top, gold was at 2000. You saw, divergence in the RSI. So then he talks about the reasons, why did this happen, right? The dollar rallied on a dovish ECB, pushing the euro down and the US dollar higher. Because if you look at it, 60% of the US dollar is consisting of the euro. So if the euro goes one way, you could see the dollar is probably going to go the other way. Far stronger than expected non-farm payrolls and CPI data did the rest, but the technicals on both the daily and the weekly charts showed this was coming. Gold was just waiting for the catalyst. All right, so now he says the RSI has erased the overbought condition, is approaching the extremely oversold condition of 30. Okay. So then he talks a little bit about where he thinks gold is going to be. He thinks gold's going to go to 2200. And then he talks about some downside, some targets. So he thinks that, it could go as bad as 1750, but ultimately he's still bullish in the longer term. He says, switching to silver, let's start with the gold silver ratio, GSR, right? And he thinks that silver is going to probably outperform. You see the divergence going on with the MACD compared to the RSI here. So that's just something to note. It has reached my 200-day moving average, and now the RSI is extremely overbought and negatively divergent. And you can see here, it's the top, and then that's the bottom. So that's a negative divergent RSI. MACD histogram is already falling, is negatively divergent. Also, the MACD line is turning down from a peak. All this tells me silver is about to outperform gold on the upside. Yeah, that is. So I think all these silver stocks right now, I think they're going to do pretty well, to be honest. He says silver is close to a major low. MACD histogram is already turning up from its lowest level since May. All right. So he thinks that the next target for silver is 30. That's crazy, man. Crazy. And then he looks at the gold to GDX ratio, and it looks like it's close to its 200-day moving average. So that means that GDX is probably going to outperform gold. And once you see that, that should be quite interesting. I never knew there were people used to look at, gold versus GDX, but quite interesting. He was talking about gold GDX, coming between 26 to 29. It's already in that range now. I was buying this week. I'm probably going to buy more if some of these stocks get hammered more. So that's something to note. SILJ, he said that SILJ may have bottomed. Now, this is at what? $10? This is, in my opinion, a bargain, right? And I don't know if he really thinks this, but he thinks the next upsize 30 on the SILJ, right? This is a $10 stock or ETF right now. So if this thing bottoms out, I mean, just watch it just go to the upside. Once this debt ceiling thing is done, I think gold's going to be ripping higher. Silver's going to be ripping higher. But yeah, a couple weeks ago, I said, hey, watch out for this pullback. We're getting this pullback. And now, probably, all the gold haters, probably they should not be shorting gold right now, and silver. Anyways, let me know what all of you think. Remember to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll talk to you later. See ya. Bye.